Hi everyone, and welcome to July's forecast. Now this month truly comes with the good and the bad, right? Like, talk about opposite polarities, because this is exactly what we will get this coming month. And also the beginning, remember the beginning of the year, trouble started to ramp up and then it started to calm down again, more so towards the end, not really the end of May, but more so mid-May. And then at the end of May, it started to pick up again, right? So here now we have reached a peak again, which is going to start to escalate in July. And I don't mean that in a good way. I know we're starting to move into a little bit more of a calmer phase, especially after what happened end of May, kind of like walking into the beginning of June. But as things are starting now to feel like it's calming down, we're just about to ramp up again. And the best way to describe that is that 1 minute everything will feel great and then secure and stable, and then the next minute you will feel like someone actually flipped your life upside down. Though despite also now this tumble drying, as I would call it, experiences, this month you will also truly feel the universe trying its best to keep the balance within all the chaos and also the impeding stressful events that will be inevitable, right? It's going to be inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen this month as well. Now, what needs to happen, and all these stress factors that I'm referring to, it needs to happen. It's almost like, in a way, that destruction is needed. However, the way that we're going about it, the way that we as a nation, and especially the leaders, are reacting to the influence of these vibes and these changes that are coming in, that is what's making or breaking our experiences and our quality of life, and also, of course, changing history. Now, things will be shaken up, and it will be shaken up a lot, right? So challenges will come in, and we've seen how things have changed already. Life as we know it is over. And what will also happen is that this month we will also see it almost as if like a facelift that we basically will have spiritually, right? Spiritually, and also across the globe. And even though, keep in mind, even though that what you might see is destruction and stress and upset, and furthermore collapsing of a way of life that we've just about gotten used to, it will keep changing. So my advice is that the more you actually allow yourself, right, the more you allow yourself to remain flexible, the easier these transitions will be for you this month. And the harder you fight it, the more pain you will create for yourself, because if you resist these changes, then you are only fighting against invisible forces you have zero control over. But as I said in previous videos as well, you will always have control over your inner world and your mind as well. So remember that. Remember that during these times of change. So despite the negative influences from this month, you can still look forward to breakthroughs, positive moments, and also solutions coming forward that never would have been entertained before. Because let's face it, as I said, life has changed the way that we know it. And also, as with any change, comes adaptation. And you don't really have always a choice within that. But also remember, it is the way that you adapt that will either make or break your experience. And also, how successfully you move forward and on from the changes that have already taken place. And then, of course, the more impeding changes that's coming this month as well. Now, another theme that we have here this month is about connection, staying connected despite what is happening around us. It's normal to withdraw when we're going through stressful times, right? It's like we retract back into our caves. And the reason we do that is to avoid further involvement with anything that can cause further disruption in our inner world. However, this month is actually not a month for that. This month, you are actually called to stand strong within yourself and also with others along. Because now, as your focus and your aim in this case remains on supporting, like serving yourself along with others, then you will actually find yourself being supported in return. But if you're going to be selfish and keep your focus just with you, you're going to feel the backlash of that behavior from the universe, and you will feel even less supported. And the reason for that is right now, what is needed is unity and collective support and connectedness from all of us as a nation. And the universal vibes now at the moment will be in full swing support of that. But if you are not in alignment with this month, then you will be left out. And believe me, you will feel the isolation of that. And the reason for this is that the universe is trying to bring balance where there is lack of that. And we are where we are because of selfishness, unfortunately. I'm not saying you, but when you look at the higher powers, that's exactly where we are. So let's also talk a little bit more about other aspects other than, what we can expect for ourselves, because there's also something really beautiful coming in this month. There's a very powerful movement, a very overdue movement taking place as well. And that is that there will be a lot more emphasis on child protection, like against child abuse, meaning sexual, physical, and emotional abuse, because there's so much of that that's going on behind the scenes, and it needs to come to an end. And there will be a lot done to correct these imbalances behind the scenes. And already things are being done. So a lot will be happening. You see high profile people will take a huge plummet. They're going to fall from grace. They're going to fall because of the illegal activities, showing you that money is actually not everything. Guys, the world's changing. The world's changing to a point where, yes, money will always have a certain level of control and power. But morality and what is right and what is wrong and what is within our true authentic nature and within us as human beings and how we should actually function or we're meant to function is going to start to shine through. And that goodness in people is going to start coming through as well. Now we're also moving out of what I would call the stupid state, right? That's what I would call it. So despite the destruction that you see, I really invite you also think of what you are perhaps not seeing. You know now that media cannot be trusted. We know that. So never assume that what's going on is just, that's it. Because there is so much more that's happening than what you see on your Facebook profile or what you see on social media or what you see on the TV. News reporters don't get to decide what's being shown, and they also don't get to decide what they say. Hence why actually so many of them have given up their jobs. Have you noticed? Because of moral conflicts. Now there's also a huge wave of awakening taking place. So always remember that. No matter how bad, right? No matter how bad or hard changes are, later in the year you'll actually be able to look back at this time and you will feel relieved to know and understand why things happened the way that they did. You will also then start to see with a much clearer picture and a sense of clarity, because you will feel that you've moved out of that place of distress and woundedness as well. Because right now you're seeing things through lenses of stress, right? Trauma and fear. And when you are in that state, you will automatically filter in even more evidence from your environment to validate how you feel, which will only reinforce your fearful state. So you see, it's almost like an evil loop that needs to break. And also the way that you break that is through following your own truth and also just being aware. Think for yourself, decide for yourself. Because this month will also call you into more of your own sense of power, where you will need to learn to listen even more to your inner voice, to listen to your intuition. And if you feel that your intuition is blocked, then feel free to join me on my online healing courses at matmembers.com. And you can also register for free and enjoy a lot of free content. And you can go through courses and help to unblock your inner voice. And also, just quickly, if you are based in the USA, then I don't have to tell you that the havoc that's taking place there, not one bit. And the downside of the vibes of July is that more potent stressful moments are in store for the US, and it will also be riding a lot more turbulent waves this year, not just in July, but throughout the year as well. And July, you'll just feel it picking up. As this country is at the moment almost like the center stage of the planet, and whatever stress is being felt there will also be felt by the rest of the world. So even if things in your life is going great and you feel upset and all over the place, then it's because you are intuitively feeling what people in the US are feeling at the moment. Because things in that country will heat up, right? Circumstances and the media will remain manipulated, and the fire, right? The fire is also now being brought under that country to cause people to feel uncomfortable and to make a decision in one way or another as to what the future will hold for them. And I also have a strong feeling, and I'm going to say this, that Trump will most likely win the election again. Yep, I said it. He just might win. Despite his low ratings right now, expect a potential shift in that. And you can also expect to see old school traditional ways of doing things completely falling apart. New freedom in many ways of life will start to unfold for us as well. New financial systems will be put into place, but not before the old financial structures collapses first. I mean, we both know that you can't build something new based on old concepts. Now, in the beginning of the year, you also could start to see where and how you have been giving your power away as well. Let's go back to you a little bit. Let's take a break from all this other things that's happening, right? You will also start to have an even more clear perspective on this by the end of the year. And you will feel 100% a sense of clarity in all aspects of your life. So this year, from July onwards, you can look forward to new career paths, new financial structures that feels a little bit more stable, a little bit more secure. And because the world right now is reviewing the past, right? It's reviewing the past few years, how we have lived, what we have built, what have we destroyed, what can we do better, and what do we need to finally let go of. So guys, there you have it. Also remember to join me for the not the new moon. We're not quite there yet, Evette. Oh my goodness, I prefer to take it easy this month. We actually have a full moon coming up on the 5th. So guys, join me on Facebook on the Metaphysical Anatomy page, or you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel at evettevideos.com. And also stay up to date with my vibes and monthly and weekly vibes, along with all the healing sessions that can help you set you up for success in your life. So guys, until next time, be the light that you are.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy Volume 1 on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And here I also talk about the psychosomatic root causes of these ailments, and I'm spoiling you because I'm even adding key points for you to start asking important questions to start improving your quality of life and call your power back from your mind, your body, and your past as well. And also remember to follow me on Instagram, Evette Rose with the digit 1, and also on Facebook in Metaphysical Anatomy. Until next time, bye guys.